Mindset, money, and meaning. Interesting, right? So that's exactly what we're diving into today's podcast. Because at the heart of every economy is a human being. And the way we think, act, spend, care, and connect not only just shapes up markets, it shapes cultures and it shapes future. Welcome to the Green Generation. I am Dr.Seetharaman, an entrepreneur and a content creator. And with me today, I have Dr. Seetharaman, former CEO of Doha Bank and a sustainability advocate with his own sustainability foundation called SSSD. So in today's segment, we're talking about the economics of self and the choices that we make every single day. So the question is, how would you define truth in today's world of opinions and overload?
Truth, towards the truth is what the life journey is all about, to simply put it. Life is so beautiful. As long as we live, we learn how to live life. That's where the drive is all about. You keep identifying yourself. You will also recognize, irrespective of the faith where you come from, truth is ultimate and journey is single-minded towards the truth. But truth has got different facets based on your faith. But the end result is purification and again, making sure you are true to yourself. That's the reflection. So whatever be the changing world, it's a Facebook world or Instagram world or Apple world or Samsung world, whichever way you want to call it as, it is only content provision we can afford to give.
Green world.
It's going to be, you're right, you touched it rightly. We have to envision ourselves towards the truth, towards the green world.
Okay, now that we've spoken about truth, I want to understand what is real knowledge for you in this world of reels, algorithms, news feeds?
Beautiful questions. So, you're talking about celluloids. We're all content providers. We're all journalists. We're all global citizens. We are all thinking global, but we have to act local. You have heart as well as mind. When you are synergistic in substance, where heart and mind converge on any of your action, you are driving towards the truth. So you have an antenna which will accept truth. You have a circuit which will reject the lie or the false. So towards the truth, again, I will re-emphasize, is a continuous self-realization process. As long as you are true to yourself, irrespective of the environment, you will continue to be successful. You will continue to be satisfied. And again, you will continue to be more meaningful for yourself and rest of the interacting personalities, whether it is social media or other networking or celluloids cannot interfere in your journey, and you are resilient in terms of your vision as well as execution.
Okay. And in this world where I feel like everything demands our attention, how do we stay clear on our priorities?
Very important. If you recognize integration of your heart and mind is eternal, you don't want to experiment every part of your thoughts. You want to get it right in the first time because you know in this planet Earth you are on limited time and you have to use every single minute available to you. So getting it right, getting your priority right is ultimate. If you lose a sequence, if you lose your time will waste you. So, most important thing is getting your priorities. How do you get your priorities? So you need a vision. You need to set your goal. Everybody should be ambitious and live the vision and the goal as and when you move forward and lift it and keep aiming high. You will deliver the values. The aspiration is important and you should feel the pulse of it. You should sense it. Deep-rooted commitment. You have to breathe that sense of accomplishment. Then drive will be visible. It's automatic. It's automatic. If you are aiming at selfless drive, then you will aim at everyone's interest. So your interest is taken care. So more important is to make sure you drive towards yourself, being selfless, being productive, being positive, being constructive, setting the vision and move forward. Nothing can hinder your path. Everything will happen at the right time for you and you will get the value advantage because you are integrating your heart and mind. You are converging with the nature. You are synergistic in your thought leadership.
And now, to give us some more clarity, would you like to share some personal tips that have helped you, cut through the distractions and stay focused on these priorities that we're talking about?
Absolutely. I cannot say I'm a success, but I can tell you I'm reasonably satisfied having come from a challenging circumstances. Education made me what I am today. The environment was, in terms of economics, was not healthy. But I experienced what I had when I was young or when I was growing as an adult, the hard work, the drive, the determination. The passage gives me enough interest. Every day was interesting, every day was meaningful. If you realize you live on a limited scale, say 100 years you want to live, 365 days, 36,500 days total, and 24 hours. The 24 hours you have to give the transition space for sleep. Subconsciously, you are submitting yourself. Unconsciously, you are submitting yourself within this passage. So every day is a new day. Every day is a new life. If you recognize this, you can only be positive. You can only be constructive. This is what I realized when I was doing my temple visits when I was young, when I was listening to Vedas. That gave me enough energy, that positivity. Everything is positive in life. Nothing is negative. There's no distraction in it. Everything is creation. Everything is value-driven. Everything is purposeful. Everything is meaningful. If I recognize this, and where is the slackness? Where is the counterproductivity? Where is the negative thinking? Because you have limited space. When you go to bed, you are not sure you're going to get up tomorrow. So keep this in mind. You have a limited hours on the day. Be productive and be meaningful. Be useful to others. Be useful to yourself and satisfy yourself. That's the way I chalked out my initial days, and I never look back. My energy or enthusiasm is always driving me. What drives me even today is from now on to the next sleep, how much I can be more productive and positive.
Right. And now that's a mindset, right?
Absolutely.
But we also need to understand, and this is a personal question I ask you, I think almost every single day, is the energy that you have. You have very sustained energy. You have the same energy in the morning, the same energy in the evening. So the question is, how do you keep your energy sort of grounded and positive in such a chaotic world to maintain your priorities, to maintain that mindset, to make sure that you work towards what you want to work towards with the same sense of energy?
If you recognize every day is an opportunity, everything in life is an opportunity, life itself is an opportunity, then where is the degeneration of energy? If you know from the morning wake-up call to the next sleep, you have limited hours. You prorate this for your family, your work, your education, your entertainment, giving back to society. You can only be enthusiastic and energetic. Why there should be degeneration? Physically, perhaps there could be degeneration. Your infectious enthusiasm, your conception towards absolute clarity that it is a limited time available for me today can only energize you. How to optimize the time available, how to maximize my productivity, how to make sure I reject the negatives, accept only positives. That's the mindset. If you understand the principle-centered way of life, this is very easy. Nothing is chaotic. The world will endure its value. Human beings comes and goes. There are living souls we have to admire. All are equal. Sarvo janan sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Everyone should be happy, everyone are equal, everyone should be growing, positive, and you should make others happy, then you will be happy.
And I can vouch for the fact that that's truly what he believes, because he says that every single day of his life. And I think another tip that I'd want to share is that he is the most disciplined guy, right? Like, he wakes up every day at the same time, no matter whether he's traveling, whether he's not, whether he's jet lagged. But one thing that I think I've observed and picked up on, because like I said, this is a question I ask you every day about sustained energy. No matter how much I try, I haven't reached that point, but I try every single day. So the one thing that I've noticed is that he also very beautifully conserves his energy, takes a break when he needs to, because he's super productive when he's up, when he's energized. I think he wakes up at 3:45 or 4 in the morning. And he's so active. Sometimes I'm shy of like not being good enough
You will be
in
there.
terms of energy. But he works so productively between the morning and the afternoon. Then he takes a little break to conserve his energy, like self-care, which is super important, knowing how to conserve your energy. And I think that's something that I've observed. So maybe that's what's going to help you, and I'm going to try working towards it. He takes a little break in the afternoon where he conserves all of his energy, and in the evening, like I think 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours, and then he's back to like he woke up fresh from sleep. And it's the same energy that he had in the morning, with the same conviction and direction that he wants to work towards, whatever his priority is. So I think taking that time to conserve your energy is also a great tip. But yes, sorry.
Yeah, father and daughter observation, and it's very simple.
Trust me, I'm observing because I want to have the same energy.
Yeah, see, it is very simple. If you understand, there are 3 bodies within you. The physical body, the subtle body where all your senses needs, and the transition body. That's the supreme commander in you. That's a real God for me. The introspection gives enough energy. Do's and don'ts. See good things, speak good things, do good things, hear good things is the ultimate mission. When you have distraction as well, you come back in track in the process, because the supreme commander is sitting inside. That's the soul. Every faith says the same. It's converging on the soul, right? If that is the case, physical body can go through stress. You fix it by periodic rest. Mental body, you have to feed. Feeding is important. Like you feed the physical body, you have to feed your mental body. Otherwise, you know, for fitness, you go and do exercise. And for knowledge, is a continuous, lifelong learning. You keep doing it and keep introspecting yourself and be true to yourself. So all 3 are driving towards one single mission, towards the truth. All 3 are energetic simultaneously and be productive. It's easy to recognize this if you understand you have a soul in you and you drive towards respecting the soul. You are not the body, you are not the mind. That's there in every living soul.
Okay, and what's your take on law of action? Do you think that actions bring clarity.
Absolutely. The karma theory I believe in, the resultant variant are very many. You do good things, you will get good things. I don't need to experiment by disbelief and then start attacking in different direction. The world was in existence. It is now visibly, it's not a myth. It's going to persist its values for generations to come. It has to endure the purpose. So in the cosmic celestial power, the vision is to recognize that within your own lifetime, you have sense of consciousness and you do good things, you keep moving in the value chain. Whether you are affluent or not, whether rich or poor, whatever be your strength or weakness, doesn't matter. There is happiness, there is satisfaction, there is also peace. So you may have all sort of affluence, you may not be peaceful. You may have money, all the material comforts, everything what you aspire for to settle your what you call subtle body, your senses are fed, but you cannot be happy if you are not reconciling to the reality that your soul is logging everything what you do. If you recognize that if you do wrong things, there is a conflict within you, then how can you be peaceful? How can you be happy? That's the bottom line. The sense of purpose is to recognize and make sure the karma, the deed which you do, is dutiful, meaningful, timely, purposeful, productive, and useful to everyone, not only for you. So being selfless is also a karma.
Okay. And as much as this sounds sort of basic and that we're going back to square one, but I think this is a very important question on how do you form habits, or rather form habits that actually support growth?
Everything is habit. Thought becomes action, action becomes habits, habit becomes character, character becomes your destiny. You heard me many times.
Yeah.
So if you have right habits, you're fulfilling. If you are not having right habits, you pay the price. With a subtle body or physical body, the habits are vital. Habits is your destiny, if I use the expression. I said it. So, where is ambiguity? So, forming the right habits. You said it about my timeliness, getting up early in the morning, before the sunrise, 3:40. We call it as Brahma Muhurtam. That's a celestial time. You communicate with God. That is, you communicate to yourself. You observe the silence and you do the prayers, irrespective of the faith where you come from. And that's what it is. That gives you enough energy to rekindle your senses and your direction is visible. You don't experiment. Get it right at the first time. You will do it. It is within you, not outside. So everything is internal. That's the realization. It takes long time. It takes wisdom to recognize this. If you have the right habit of recognizing this, then you form only good habits. And you start loving yourself, selflessly loving yourself. And you can only make others happy. And you can always be happy. Where is ambiguity?
Okay. Again, this is another question that I feel like you almost want to use your common sense to understand this, but I still think it's so important. So the question is, how do you differentiate between pride, humility, and vanity, not just in yourself, but also others?
Absolutely.
For both, yeah.
These are three different terms. Well, I got more than what I aspired for. That's humility. That's what has happened to me. I wanted to become a doctor. I eventually ended up being a chartered accountant. And I had a privilege of serving for a public financial institution throughout my career. I was socially responsive. Now we are in giving back society. My time is up for giving back, not to earn more. Anything excess for you, you can only be a trustee. So that's humility for me.
You mean your time is now to give more, not
Absolutely.
up, not up yet. You
Not
still got a long way to go.
in terms of life
To give
endurance.
back, to give back to
I
yourself.
aspire for it. If every day is a new day, you have to recognize it's an opportunity. You have to
To do something.
do something.
Yeah.
So that's humility. Vanity, professional pride is always beautiful. If you don't have the professional pride, how can you craft something which is productive or positive or take care of all the stakeholders? If you're a corporate head, I was a corporate head. So I was running a bank nearly 20 years, and it was all the stakeholders comes in. So I have to have pride in my profession of banking. That carried me, the pride. Vanity is, well, it's required or not, it is subjective. It should be moderate in terms of substance. It can be at times excessive. It can turn negative. That's my experience. So every time when you have a thought leadership, check your moderation. Be humble. Make sure you have pride and humility, not vanity. This is what I aimed at, which has given me enormous amount of love and friendship around the world.
I know, and that's exactly what he's propagated to me every single day growing up. And hopefully I've imbibed some amount of it, if not all of it. But since you're talking about, looking inwards, trying to figure it out, when we talk about identity, criticism, self-worth, what's your perspective on responsibility, not just in your personal life, but also a social life?
Responsibility gravitate to a person who can shoulder it. It will gravitate. Responsibility will come. Can you hold it? Can you sustain it? I never changed my jobs, but a job was given to me at a very young age. The reason was obvious, but at a very young age, I realized that I have to be useful to one and all. So the substance is commitment. And it will gravitate to you in the form of responsibility or authority. It will add value to the entire interacting personalities, including the stakeholders. So there is a professional substance to the value of responsibility. Criticism is always constructive. If somebody is going to be critical, they are your teacher.
No, but that's my next question. How do you deal with criticism, constructive or not? Depends. But how do you deal with that?
You cannot make me happy or unhappy by your criticism. You cannot make me cry or give me joy. I have to realize it. I don't take anything as a criticism. For me, they are my teachers. If they teach me the right thing, I'll accept it. I will change. They are my consultant as well to give me the way. If the criticism is obstructive, criticism is completely biased, you reject it. No words intended. There is no need for undue emotions. Compose yourself. It is easy to say but difficult to observe. It comes out of deep-rooted recognition. Nobody can upset me without my permission. Criticism, you are entitled to criticize me. Everyone is entitled to criticize me. Whether I accept the criticism as a value-based judgment or reject it as a non-issue is purely my mindset. I have to recognize this is the opportunity for me to redefine myself. So why should I not accept the criticism? Why should I not accept the value behind it? And that's the way to go forward. So, as far as I'm concerned, criticism is constructive, it's value driven, it is purposeful. You cannot make me happy or unhappy by you criticizing me. It is me to give me the permission to be happy or unhappy.
Okay.